Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're on the test server because there's new patch notes, so we're going to check those out. We've got the new hero coming, a new voyage, a bunch of balancing and all that good stuff, so let's get into it. Okay, so as always, if you want to get onto the test server, the link will be in the description. Normally these things happen 3 to 4 days after, no guarantee, but that's roughly around the time frame because people always ask that as soon as these videos go up. So this is only on the test server at the moment, and it comes out tomorrow, so we'll do a video covering the new hero when it drops, but added the new Graveborn hero, Theowen the Wailing Widow. So it was a Graveborn, we were tossing up what it was going to end up being. Turns out she's going to be Graveborn, which was the main thought that I thought she was going to be, and we have no idea about her skills or anything like that, so come back tomorrow and we'll have that info, and we'll be able to check her out. I'm hoping she's a good healing type support. I don't know, it probably ain't gonna happen, but you know, they need a support hero. They have 0 supports in the game. There is no support Graveborn. They need it. They need it. Anyway, hopefully it is. If not, rip. Anyway, added additions and optimizations. Okay, added the feature of the Sandy Tracks to the Voyage of Wonders feature. Cool beans, we get a new voyage, more free stuff. Can't complain. I was actually waiting for these patch notes to come up because I was like, that voyage is almost over. Like, they don't let it run too long without one. Props to AFK Arena for keeping us up with those voyages. Added the feature, the Frosted Expanse, to the Wandering Balloon feature, which can be unlocked after completing chapter 22-50. Perfect. More free stuff. I'm cool with that. I really do like this Wandering Balloon idea where they just put the old Voyage of Wonders into the game to give us free stuff. You just get to do them again. You already know what you're doing, and free goodies. So that's pretty much it. The Bountiful Trials event will be available for Theowen. So once again, you'll be able to get that the purple stone summon and all the other little bits and pieces that come along with it when you put your teams together. And I've noticed for those things, for the Bountiful Trials, the teams, like the battles are preset. So it appears to be, if you use that formation, you don't get RNG if you retry that same formation. In case anyone's been breaking their balls trying to retry and do a stage, it doesn't work, so you're just going to have to try different formations every time until you do find one that works. Anyway, moving on, a new Misty Valley round. I'm pumped. They just keep giving us stuff with free stuff, which I'm pumped about. So we've got a voyage, we've got a new Wandering Balloon, and now we get the Misty Valley continuing, or restarting, or a new one, however you want to call it. Adjustments have been made to several of the battle conditions. The next round shall commence at local time, yada yada yada. Cool beans, happy for that. What's that going to start on the test server? About 6 to 7 days away. Not too bad. The King's Tower now has added the new campaign chapter 37. So to the 2 guys that are up to that, you guys are Janet. Everyone else, there's a new chapter in case you didn't know. Same with King's Tower 750. Cool beans, the stuff before that made easier to get up to it, I guess. Optimized the interactive process of crafting mythic furniture. I got it out. I don't know whether that's going to be like talking about the select summons or just the appearance of what happens when you summon them. Have to wait and see. Next, it is now possible to view other guilds' guild statue details via their guild grounds. I think that's referring to the statue you get from an achievement in the Abyssal Expedition. I guess you couldn't used to see that. I think that's what it is. Not sure, because some people have that statue. Let me show you quickly. I think it means this statue here. This one right there. Details. So I think that's what you get to see in other people's guild grounds. Cool beans. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but cool. Let's move on. Default formations for the Twisted Realm shall no longer automatically remove mercenaries that were used in the previous formation. So if you had a mercenary, I think it just drops back in there. If it's still a merc, I guess, is how it works. Tiny change, doesn't really matter. Okay, hero adjustment, Mezoth. I made a video about Mezoth changes, and there was a lot of people in the comments who actually were using him and weren't happy with the changes, which absolutely makes sense when you go through it, because there's a lot of things that do get immune to it. And also the fantastic thing about him used to be that people were saying was he'd eat the front row guy and move straight to attacking the back row. So it looks like they've alleviated that. They've changed it again. So Mezoth and his allies shall now prioritize their attacks against enemies which are not imprisoned by Mezoth's ultimate ability, Devour. So effectively, the change from what it originally was is going to be that he puts the tentacles up and puts it on him, instead of putting him in his stomach. The only other difference, well, yeah, that's the one difference. The only other one, second, there's actually two, is that it's now going to be if they are immune. He used to just keep trying to gobble them up until they weren't immune, whereas now he's just going to deal damage instead of keeping his energy and trying to re-go, which I still think is a bit of a nerf, because there is a lot of things. There's Ezio, there's Kel'Thur, there's Tassi, all those things that will be immune to the first time, or might be immune to the first time he tries to use it, so they'll just take a bit of damage instead, and a lot of them are going to avoid that damage. So it's still a little bit of a nerf from what I can tell, but they've made it a bit better from what people wanted, because I think people wanted to be able to go ahead and still get straight through to the back row. So let me know what you guys think about that, anyone who is using Mezoth at the moment. Pharrell fixed an issue with the signature item ability, Anguish Spirit, that would sometimes overcalculate the amount of evil spirits haunting the enemies. I think that means to stun the enemies. It would, at 3 spirits they get stunned, and I think it was overcalculating that, so they're getting stunned too early maybe. Strengthen the values of signature item ability. Please view it in game. We'll wait for it to come in game. Okay, Ezio. Can't say it like that. I suck. Fixed an issue that would sometimes prevent the ability Eagle Vision from correctly executing enemies. I'm curious to see this, because I do know a lot of times enemies' health bars would drop below the execution threshold, and he'd be like too busy doing an animation and he wouldn't get there to execute them. I'm curious if it's going to fix that. The amount of times I had a Verdan drop below, Ezio take too long, and then Verdan turn to bats. I hope that's fixed. I hope that's fixed. Raise the execution threshold limits for the ultimate ability Eagle Vision. Please view in-game description for specifics. I'm pretty sure that's not talking about, how it's like the baseline is like, I can't remember what percentage it is. I think it's talking about the fact that it's capped based by, at the moment, it's 1,000% of his attack or something like that. I think they're talking about that limit gets raised. So as he keeps using it, he'll be able to increase the amount of HP that he's going to be able to assassinate from. For the signature item skill, assassin's target, whenever execution thresholds are temporarily raised, the portion that is raised shall ignore the ability's original threshold limitations. Once again, I think that is referring to that X percentage of his attack that the threshold can be. I think that's what it's referring to. Verk. So Verk just had the update and apparently had a few issues. Fixed an issue was allowing Verk to gain additional energy from hitting enemies that weren't poisoned. Cool. Fixed an issue that was causing the attack speed increase of the ability Piercing Bolt to last shorter than it was intended after having reached level 3 with the ability. Cool beans. Just genuine bug fixes by the sound of it. Fixed a problem that would prevent the furniture ability Poisonous Death from working as intended whenever there were multiple poisoned enemies on the battlefield. Okay. Fixed an issue that was causing the visual effects of Verk's poison traps ability to remain on the battlefield after Verk had died. These visual effects shall no longer appear on the battlefield after Verk's death. Okay, so I thought his poison traps would stay there even if he had died. Apparently they don't. Apparently the visuals do at the moment, but that's going to get fixed and they disappear, which I don't agree with. I mean, just because he's dead doesn't mean he dies and he just crawls over and grabs his traps before he dies. Like, no, he's placed the traps. He dies, the traps are still there. I feel like they should remain. Personal opinion, I just don't see the logic in how he's getting just KO'd, but he has time to go, oh, my traps, I might need them next battle, and grab them. I don't know, it's just me. Anyway, Lucius optimized visual performance of the skin. The Mariner, superficial changes made will not affect the character's performance in battle. Okay, cool beans. Happy with that. Now that that's all over, I did actually get myself a stone here. So let's go ahead and drop my purple stone and hopefully we get something good. Logic would tell me to wait for Théoden, but screw logic. Ninja Turtle, not what I want on this free-to-play account. I really want copies of him on my Celestial account because I want to use him with Iron, but not what I needed on this one. Anyway, that is it for the notes. We'll be back tomorrow to take a look at Théoden. Hopefully she's awesome, because that means going for Graveborn will be even better. I'm curious to see if she... I really want Silas to come into the game. Can we please just get him in? I know he wears a mask, but who cares? Let's get him into the game. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have an awesome day, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.